Why, hello there. Welcome back to the Rainy Day Dungeon. Haha, I can actually say this since Jonathan isn't on this episode. Yes. I'm sure I'm going to get queued out for that one later. We are here with Joe Stratman.
Hi.
And David O'Neill.
Hey.
I would ask you two how you're doing, but instead I'm going to ask a kind of similar question. How's seasonal's been treating you?
They're fine. Not like last season.
Well, you volunteered for a lot of your stuff this season, Joe.
I volunteered for a lot of stuff this season, and I got swapped out of some of the... But it can't be worse than last season. It just cannot be. I mean, I had God Eater. I had my wife is the student council president.
Oh,
wow.
That looked terrible.
It is the first thing on IRD from me that got a 1 out of 10, and that's the
uncensored version, if I recall.
Yeah, it was the uncensored version. The censored version was actually better than the uncensored version.
That's incredible. And David, I don't care what crappy show you got this season, because you got One Punch Man to balance out everything.
I'm very happy. It's so good. It's everything I wanted.
It is. Oh, that show has all the animation the Murata artwork demanded.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's like the dream adaptation I never thought would happen.
Very, very true. Very true. So, gentlemen, are you ready to talk about the haunted house that isn't actually haunted?
It's not technically haunted.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, of course, as we always do, and we're going to start with you, Joe, because I actually interrupted you during your... I probably interrupted you during your seasonal talk, because I wanted to make...
If you want to catch up, it's I'm actually merciful towards Asterix War, because it looks good and it kind of has character, even though it is still the same pandering light novel crap. Heavy Object is okay, except for one scene that has to do with boobs every show. But if you watch the second episode, they do it again. They are in the middle of a life-death struggle, and then there's a scene where literally one of the characters, I don't know if it's a translation thing, but they say, "Woot boobs."
I mean,
I have a screen capture of this.
That seatbelt scene from the first episode is what made me not want to watch the show anymore. It was so god-awful.
Yeah. It's like, that character cares about boobs at the absolute worst times.
Like, he was going to let her die because he wouldn't touch her boobs. He wouldn't.
I'll be honest, the only thing I picked up this season is One Punch Man. I'm just going to wait for your seasonals to come out to decide what else is worth it.
Fair enough. And
that's how I've been handling anime watching for quite a while now. Except I am going to watch the one about Beautiful Bones, which is the person who has that show here?
No.
I've watched it.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm interested in watching it.
It's like... It's like a U.S. like crime show about an eccentric detective, you know?
Bones?
Yeah, Bones.
Yeah, sort of like that. But like just in general, where like the police are like, "Oh, it's definitely a suicide," and then the eccentric detective comes on and says, "Is it?" Are you sure?
All right. Well, I was trying to transition into what are you reading, but then we kind of got even more into seasonal. So
yeah.
I think we've enjoyed ourselves. So, Joe, we're gonna start with you. What have you been reading lately?
I've been reading a manga, but since I got Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, and my review is on the site to take a look at that, and I just read the first novel, which is essentially the OVA from 1985. Just it's the original novel of it, so. It's slow going because I already know who the characters are and what's happening. It's kind of weird. It's like after you watch a movie and then you go to the book and it's like, I already know what's happening. And you get a lot more detail. Like, people complain that, you know, nobody knows what happened or how technology works or what. And this goes into more detail, but it's just like, they'll talk about, well, this technology thing that was developed in the re-terraforming project 3 millennia ago, and they never explain what that is. They just explained it's a thing that happened. But it's pretty okay. The one thing from the novel to the stuff that you don't get is that, you know, Dracula's Alucard's dad. That's the big secret from the first one. And
spoilers.
Oh yeah. What? Or
I
D.
seriously-
D.
I've
I
ever
said
said that.
Alucard. His name's D. I was watching Monster Squad, and they have where they have Dracula
Wait.
with Alucard.
Did you actually screw up your freaking spoiler there?
Yeah. No, I screwed up the main character's name because his name's D. And D's father is Dracula, but I accidentally called D Alucard because, like,
That was the D stand for.
Castlevania.
Mhm.
So, but anyway, Dracula is a dick in this. He will do something terrible to this village, and then D will come by, and then everybody's like, did you hear about that terrible thing Dracula did in this village? And we never actually meet Dracula. Well, I don't know. I'm only on the first novel, and I've only read, like, parts of the other ones, but it's just the running joke with the series that doesn't transition into the movie and the OVAs, or I should say the OVA, because, they're one-shot things. They don't care about running jokes.
All right, then. That sounds very interesting. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Next up, David.
That
What
is
have
me.
you been reading?
Well, the main thing, at least in manga, is I've started reading JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4. Yeah.
We talked about this last
Did
week.
we?
Yes.
I'll try to keep it brief then.
No. Well, technically, we talked about part 8, and then we briefly brought up part 4, and I said that I hate part 4. And you're the second
Okay.
person to disagree with me, apparently.
Well, basically, like, I always just kept up with the anime, but, like, after part 3 ended and it was like, hey, when's season 4 coming? And they were like, never. Or at least not for a long time. They haven't
Really,
even
I
announced
kind
it.
of,
like,
I kind of felt. I'm
but
sorry.
They've teased it, but who knows how long they haven't even announced a release date yet.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, so I decided to just pick up the manga because I really wanted to read more of it. And I mean, I like it. It's not like the other arcs. It's like more playful and just kind of tongue in cheek. But I enjoy
It's slice
it.
of life.
Yeah, basically.
I stand by that. Yes, part 4 is where the most interesting stand battles start to come into play, and that it becomes a running theme of all these very abstract running battles that you see first in part 4, coming up in part 5 and 6, and that's awesome. That's great. I hate the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4 because the JoJo, I forget his name. I think it was
I think. I don't know.
Josuke.
I don't know
That
if
was
it's
it.
pronounced that way.
Josuke. You're right. No, it is. Josuke was the worst fucking main character I have ever met in my life. Like, the most unlikable prick I have ever seen
I think it was
in a
fine.
manga that I've actually finished because I quit Violin of Hamelin because the fucking main character was a prick who I didn't give a shit if he was able to save the world or not. But Josuke was fucking terrible, and none of the people around him, like the little midget dude, I forget his name, like he was a good guy. Everyone else was a dick. Just an utter dick that I frankly didn't care if Kira killed or not.
I don't know. I
And-
thought they were fine.
Utter dick. That's an interesting visual.
I guarantee you'll find it on 4chan.
I'm sure.
All right.
And I have no opinion on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which is weird because my name is Joe, but
Wow.
I never
You're
got to
literally a JoJo, and you have no opinion on JoJo. It's
Right.
amazing.
And if anybody drops a reference my way, I'm like, right, okay. And then things
So,
get
like-
awkward.
So, like, you've not experienced any JoJo? Like, you never saw the anime or read any of the manga?
I am slightly aware of it. I kind of know what's going on. And I kind of know the third part is generally considered the best part for the longest time, and that's
Part
about
two's
it.
way better.
Okay.
I think...
Bite me.
And I'm
Part
just
5
gonna,
and Part 7
I'm
are
just
the
gonna
got
start a
that
fight
far, so I
between
don't
you two and walk away.
Alright. So yeah, anything else you gotta say, David? Because I kind of interrupted you.
Well, I don't really have anything else about JoJo, but there is one, as long as we're counting novels, I've actually started reading the light novel Vamp by Ryogo Narita, the Durarara writer.
What was it called?
It's called Vamp, and it's like all about vampires. It's a lot like Baccano and Durarara, but it's about like this family of vampires on like this island, and it's really interesting.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
Continue.
it's like never really been licensed or anything, but yeah, basically it's just about like, it's really weird. Like a lot of his stuff, like one of the main guys is a vampire that's entirely made of blood. There's another vampire that is a watermelon. But it's basically just like most of Ryogo Narita's stuff, just a bunch of different stories intertwining in like different ways, and I really like it. It's cool.
Alright, that sounds very awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. Alright, so for my piece, I'm starting to get to the point where I forget what manga I've talked about, which is terrible, so I'm going to go with a safe one, because I was trying to think what manga I was going to talk about today. Because I have a few, I have a few notes and a few in my brain I keep stashed away for this, and I'm starting to forget which ones I've actually talked about and which ones I haven't, which is awful. It's absolutely awful. But I'm going to go ahead and it's funny you brought up Durarara, because I'm going to continue my talk on the Durarara manga, specifically with the second of the 3 arcs of the manga currently out in the US, the Psych arc. So the Psych arc revolves around this demon blade called Psych. And basically anyone cut with this blade becomes infested. Yeah. Their mind becomes infested with Psych. And so they try to find someone that they can love, someone that they can spread their love to, which is cutting people. And the person that they they decide upon is, oh god, I do not remember his name, and that is terrible. But it's the blonde bartender guy who's super strong.
Oh yeah, oh my god,
does anyone have his name?
I know this because I love Durarara and I know his name. Shizuo.
I just watched Durarara last night.
It's Shizuo.
Suzuo? Awesome. Shizuo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does sound right. There we go. God damn it. I'm trying to pull it up on Google and it's not fucking working. But yeah, it also revolves... god damn. Hang on a moment. Cut. I'm fucking calling a cut because I need to fucking pull up the goddamn... Alright. Here we go. I've got the fucking character list in front of me now. We can continue. It also revolves around Anri Sonohara, the glasses girl who hangs out with Mikado and Kita, whose names I totally knew and didn't just cut the episode because I'm the fucking editor and I can make myself sound smarter if I want to.
You knew all.
I'm the god. I'm the god.
Exactly. But I talked before about how love is a main theme in the first manga series, and whereas it was kind of hammered into your head in the first series, in this one, they literally hit you with a car with it, both figuratively and there is someone hit with a car. So basically, it's all about how there's love of Psyche is just absolutely suffocating. Meanwhile, Shinzo, he's going through this thing where he's basically always been this super strong guy because he has rage problems. If you make him mad, regardless of what relation you have to him, he will try to fucking break you like goddamn Bane broke Batman. And because of that, he broke himself a lot. And that's how he got strong, was that his muscles just decided, okay, fuck it, we're just gonna keep getting ripped up. Let's just turn him into fucking Superman. This is literally the scientific explanation for why he's fucking so strong, is just his muscles gave up and were like, fuck it, we're steel now.
I love Durarara.
I do too. It's great.
It's so great.
And of course, Shinzo grows up because of this, not only with his rage problem, but always feeling a bit of alienation from his fellow peers because of this, and it wraps around Arnie. I fucking see your name right in front of me, and I called her fucking Arnie. Ari Sonohara, who basically also can't feel love because of the incident that occurred with her parents as they were murdered years before. And so all these different plot lines come together just to try and form a kind of message of the different forms of love continued from the first series. And in that sense, I feel this is a really good continuation, which is then continued on in the third series when I decide to talk about that. And so there you go. That's my what are you reading?
Okie dokie.
All right. So that was a Google-ridden mess. Who's ready to talk about the haunted house that's not actually haunted?
I think you mentioned.
Sure.
I've made that joke already. Shut up. But it's not haunted, but it's got skeletons and ghosts and all kinds of, and blood red bathwater and all that good stuff.
It's haunted by familial issues.
Exactly.
The haunting is a metaphor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really didn't go into this expecting haunting to be a metaphor, but that's exactly right. Yeah. So,
it's like you go in and from the maker of the embalmer, haunted house.
Follows the misadventures of Sabato, a hapless young teen trying to find himself, which is made all but impossible by his flamboyant family, who look like the Addams Family by way of Tim Burton.
Pretty much.
That I pretty much just read that from my anime list, by the way, because I thought there's no better way to describe this series. So that is the plot. It's a comedy. It's, I guess, a comedy of errors, you could say, where Sabato's trying to live a normal life and have a normal relationship with girls, and his family keeps getting in the way because they just love screwing with him because he's not all flamboyant and into the dark and scary like they are.
No.
And it's literally they walk around as fucking Addams Family. Like they are the Addams Family.
It's like if they made a follow-up called The Addams Family and Steve.
No, it's like if it was the fucking Addams Family Values sequel, but Pubert grew up to be just a normal teenager. I'm sorry. Did you not want to be reminded of Addams Family Values?
No, I don't really have any bad memories. I just remember watching it in the theater and being kind of bored.
I thought that series was great just because that one chick kept trying to kill Fester and it always backfired, and I thought that was hilarious.
I've been surrounded by like macabre humor all my life, so it's kind of like, oh, cool. I don't know.
Oh god! Now you want me because you said before your father was a mortician.
Yes.
Because that was kind of a thing with the samurai manga. It makes me ask, like, did he ever make any corpse puns?
What puns didn't he make?
Oh, that's awesome! Oh man! All right.
Not a dad without dad jokes.
Yeah. A dad without dead jokes.
Dead.
Hey-oh! Alright, so this is a comedy, and I can say one good thing about this. I mean, I have a few good things to say about it, but the best thing I can say about this is it did make me laugh. Mm-hmm. And I can always give at least some kind of thumbs up to a comedy that can make me laugh. Even if it was kind of in the dumb way that this one did. The basic setup of every chapter is Sabato meets a girl who he kind of falls for, who's basically hot, and he's like, ooh, hot chick, I want to bone that. And his family's like, nope! And they just come in and screw with his love life.
Yeah, he's like, hey family, you better not do anything spooky. And they're like, ooh, we're gonna do spooky stuff. Like, there's not much to it beyond that.
I think it's even better because, and this is kind of spoiling it, but it's implied at the end that the family has been purposely messing with his love life. But, like, some of the stuff that they did kind of do, they couldn't have done. Like, they couldn't have predicted that he was working for a mob boss, and that was going to be why he got fired.
They're psychics.
Yeah, I think that was, like, one of the characters is a psychic. Like, I think that was kind of the point. And then, of course, they go to the movie house where he's working, all dressed in, like, garb, renting horror movies. Mm-hmm. And I gotta admit, this manga kind of took a weird, twisted turn when I found out that they just purposely love screwing with him. Like, okay, I get it. They're into the whole spooky and haunted stuff, and they hang up skeletons, and, oh, you finally put up a plant, but it's a Venus flytrap. Oh, ho, 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 ho. And, like, I get that, but it's like, they actively go out of their way to screw, like, 4 family members. It's literally kind of like, to a lesser extent, Sabato is Meg to the rest of the Griffin family.
Yeah.
Because they all go out of their way just to mess with him.
Wishing you gangrene on your graduation.
That, it kind of... It was funny at first. Like, it was funny when it seemed like they weren't doing it on purpose. And then it started getting a little uncomfortable. And then it immediately got uncomfortable when it found out they were actually doing it. Like, this was all on purpose. The family's one thing. Like, if the sisters were the only perpetrators, I would think that would be fine. Like, that would be funny. But the parents are in on it. That's what screws with me.
Yeah, that is pretty weird. They're ruining his jobs.
Yeah, he's gotten fired because of them.
Yeah, it's not... They go on to explain it's because we love you, and you weren't going after these women because you loved them. You went after them because they were a girl and were attracted to you.
Which, by the way, after hearing the father's explanation of how he met the mother, makes no fucking sense. Because Sabato was going after all these chicks because he thought they looked good, and the father... And by the way, we keep calling him the father and the sister and the mother... I don't know if you guys know the names. I literally only caught the name Sabato.
Yeah.
Like,
The big problem I have is the family does not have so much of a character that you remember their names, even if they mentioned it. They probably mentioned 1 or 2 of them. But
the whole family was basically one big character.
Yeah.
I remember because one of the chapters actually focused on another family member besides Sabato. One of the sisters' name is Misa, and that's just because, like, the psychic chapter, that was about her, and, like, we actually delved a little bit in her, and I got her memory in my name. Or I got her name in my memory. Do you see what happens when I start talking and I go a little too fast?
Are you going to cut that too, Supreme Director?
No. If I tried to cut all that, then I'd be here all fucking day.
Okay.
But yeah. But like I was saying, Sabato goes after all these chicks because he thinks they're hot. And it was like love at first sight for the dude, which basically means I thought your mother looked hot, so I banged her.
Hypocrisy.
And so, it's total hypocrisy.
Oh, yeah.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with what Sabato is doing in his relationships.
Especially in high school.
Yeah! Not even right out of high school. There's nothing wrong with what he's doing. He's dating chicks. He's meeting people. He's going out. He's learning about them. That's how you fucking fall in love!
Yeah, I mean, there's love at first sight, but, you know, people sometimes gotta know people, and eventually they do. I mean, love at first sight doesn't work on everyone.
It's skin deep.
Yeah.
Like, love at first sight, if it's gonna be more than skin deep, it has to be like, oh, I spent the day with her, I got to know her, and, like, I kind of want to date her and get to know her more. That would be, like, a real love at first sight. If the only reason you fell in love with this chick is because you saw her, then no, that's not fucking real love. That's your boner talking.
Pretty much, yeah.
Or your pussy. Let's be equal opportunity here.
Of course.
I've been taking up a lot of this podcast, so please, someone, if anyone has anything else they want to talk about.
Well, let's see here. What do I have to talk about? It has funny moments. The show itself is just this infinite loop of the same plot. It's like Dexter's laboratory, and Dee Dee tries to get into the laboratory, and he has this great experiment, and Dee Dee screws it up. And it's kind of like that. Except that, you know, it's Sabato having a girlfriend, and then his family screws it up. But there are funny moments within it, like when he works at the video store, and he has to make... he tries to go out with his boss, who's the manager, and he has to try to talk movies with her, and the only movies he's allowed to watch are horror movies, so he doesn't know how to make conversation with the regular stuff.
Oh, Batman!
Yeah, there's literally a Venn diagram, which is like horror, things everybody else likes, and in the middle is like, I'm Batman.
Yeah! I thought that was hilarious.
And they have little things like that. I am big into movies, so the movie part was good for me, especially the punchline at the end. I don't know if I should spoil it, but he tries to show her...
Save it. Well,
Okay.
I've got a special bit where we're going to talk about that stuff.
Okay.
No, keep going. I mean, I'm sorry. Did your opinion hinge on spoiling that?
No. It's more funny for its moments and its setup and its characters, and I can't tell you if it's good enough to sit through all that. I mean, it's one volume. It's not going to waste too much of your time. It's not going to be like Holic, where they have the same 3 jokes over and over and over again, and you're waiting for the plot to go along, but it's Himawari-chan is so cute, but Doheki is evil, and I hate him even though he saved my life 50 billion times. And that's all of Holic. That is all of Holic, which I loved when I first started reading it, and then I just kind of drifted off. But this one's just one volume, so it's not painful. It's an infinite loop, but it has funny little things within the stories, like when he starts working for the mob and he thinks he's working for a dog service, and that he's literally dumb enough that he thinks that they're talking about a lost dog.
Mm.
That was kind of Sabato being dumb.
Dumb.
He was dumb.
Dumb, da dum dum.
And
Okay.
that's
I mean,
my
like-
general.
Like,
Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
a lot of the times, like, the way the characters acted didn't make much sense, but I thought it was, like, alright. It was funny. It was cute. It didn't really, like, try to be especially deep. It kind of did towards the end, but even then it was kind of harmless. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Alright, so, real quick, because I feel like we've kind of scratched everything about this. It was a very short series, very little to actually dig into. So, I want to ask you guys, favorite way the family got Sabato dumped?
Oh, is this our special part where I can talk about it now?
I mean, the first
Yeah.
time when they pretended
go
to
for
murder
it.
the cat was pretty good.
Yeah, that was funny. But, yeah, go for it, Joe. Spoil it.
Okay, so he's dating the manager of the video store, and he's trying to say how much he loves her. So he's going to do it by, like, turning on his ringtone, which is the Titanic thing, which kind of doesn't make sense in internal logic, because if he's only allowed to watch horror movies, how does he know Titanic? But then again, that was everywhere during the time, so...
To be fair, Titanic has a lot of murder.
Towards the end, it was kind of horror.
The guy in the
died.
propeller. Anyway, but so he's going to play the theme to Titanic, and they change his ringtone, and they did it before. They changed his ringtone from the Super Mario Brothers thing to The Exorcist earlier, so you know it's coming. But
I think that was great foreshadowing, by the way, because I didn't even think that was going to come back up.
so it suddenly comes up as the theme to Jaws, and then it cuts to some scenery or whatever and a sound effect, and all the sound effect
Slap!
is slap. What do you
might
think
be
of
my
the
favorite
theme
as
of
well.
Jaws?
Mm-hmm.
But my favorite also was, like, we talked about how he was mistaking, like, a bunch of Yakuza for actual, like, dog breeders. And how he was, like, it was like the Yakuza boss was getting all, like, warm and cuddly with him, and then a bunch of thugs burst in, and she basically throws off her clothes to reveal the fucking demon tattoo on her back. And it's like, oh, that wasn't some devil thing she drew. It was a demon. Or no, I'm fucking up the joke, but you know what I mean, right?
It wasn't a dog, it was a demon.
Yeah, that was it. You're right. That might have been my favorite. Like, oh, but also kind of my favorite because really, if he survived the gunfight, there's no reason he couldn't have still gone for that.
Yeah. Just become a Yakuza.
Yeah, why not?
Good life.
Murder some people.
Yeah.
Hit up
Good
people
pay,
for
though.
protection money. Cut
Good
off some
pay.
fingers.
if she'll let you bang the boss.
Yeah,
Worth it.
totally worth it.
Definitely. Okay, I think we're seriously done. Like, I think we've got as far as we can. Like,
Or not
unless
far
anyone...
enough.
No, we can fucking dig deeper in this series, can't we?
Yes,
Alright,
the
wait.
deep psyche of
Yeah.
Haunted House.
And that deep psyche will come in the process of final thoughts, everyone. Or I guess I should pick... Yeah, Joe, go.
Okay. It's okay in bits and pieces. I don't think the whole of it works, but there are some little funny things within it. Although they seem to imply that listening to the Apocalypse Now soundtrack all the time is a thing only creepy people do. I do that, but I'm me, so...
Does Apocalypse Now count as horror?
The horror. It counts
Okay,
as
fair
that.
enough. Fair enough, yes. We also do ratings. So, Joe, what would you rate it?
3 out of 5? I guess if I...
Out of 10.
Oh, out of 10. 6 out of 10, then.
Okay.
Yay, they're multiples.
Alright, David, you go.
I mean, pretty much what I said. It's cute, it's fun, and it's a bit repetitive, but it's so short, it doesn't really make a difference. So, I mean, I think it's an okay read if you just want some laughs and stuff.
Yeah. Score?
I'd probably go for a 6 also.
Okay. I found it funny at first, but the more I came to realize that, oh my god, this family is fucking abusive as shit, the more uncomfortable it got, which it kind of killed it for me. But it was still a little funny at the end, so I'd probably go with the same 6 out of 10. It was an okay read. It had me laughing every now and again, but overall, it wasn't anything special, sadly.
Man, what a fitting unintentional thing for Halloween, 666.
Yeah.
Oh, and one more thing I want to bring up. The cover, for some random reason, it has him being taken by a skeleton at the entrance to the house, which nothing. It's a metaphor once again, but
Metaphorical skeleton.
Yeah, and he's wearing an I Heart Jesus shirt.
Yeah, what the fuck was that about?
I don't know.
I want to love Jesus. I want to be a Christian. I want to be normal. God, this series was dumb. All right.
dumb.
Thank you all for joining us for Rainy Day Reading. I hope everyone enjoyed themselves. Guys, we've already talked about your fucking seasonals, so I don't know what the fuck I'm asking you guys about that for again. But we do have more Halloween stuff coming up. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do something for it, but I've got the Heavy Storms thing for Princess Resurrection that I'm working on. And
You're both on that, aren't you?
I
Yeah.
think so, yeah.
Yeah, so are you guys looking forward to that?
We'll talk.
That's a sneak preview.
We'll get there when we
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah, I've got Jonathan and Stephanie on in another 2 weeks, and that's the day right before their podcast. So I'm of course gonna ask them, "Hey, so how you guys feeling?" And I'm kind of expecting to get the same answers. Or no, I've already asked Jonathan. He's kind of like, "Yeah, I like it. It's good. Okay, yeah."
I mean, he mostly likes the manga.
Yeah.
Very true. Very
Shit.
true. The manga has tainted him.
Uh-huh.
Oh dear.
Well, that's it for Haunted House. It wasn't haunted. It was a metaphor. We were all lied to. Good night, everyone.
We were duped.
Bamboozled.
Hoodwinked.
I got nothing.
Yeah, same. Bye. Everyone else say bye so I can fucking end the episode.
Bye.